Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the English for Vocational Purposes. And today I'm going to talk about a job interview. All right. So previously, I have asked you to make a curriculum vitae or a resume, and then I asked you to find a job vacancies, right? And then you created a job application letter based on the vacancy that you found. Okay, so the process is like that. It's always like that. Although sometimes you may create or you might find the job application, job vacancy first. So cari lowongannya terlebih dahulu, and then you created the job application later, and then you prepare your CV. Okay, so it's always like that, and then you're gonna send your CV and also a job application to the company that you're applying, and then the next is waiting and praying, berdoa ya, so that you're gonna be called by the HR atau the human resource. Okay, so that's the process. And when you are being called, when you got a call from the HR, so this is what we're gonna do. Okay, the next step is job interview. Just like what I said previously in the first meeting. So the main aim of this mata kuliah is actually to prepare you to have a job interview in English. Although it's still a long time. I mean, like you have to finish your day first, okay? Or maybe if you have to undergo the internship program first, okay? So it's all right. Okay, so I have prepared the material for you here, so I'm gonna share with you. Okay, and yes, we're gonna talk about job interview. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. So first, I have divided my presentation or today's class. I'm not going to say lecture. Okay, just class into four. Okay, four sections. The first, we're going to talk about the common terms about job interview, and the second one is about non-verbal interview aspect. Okay, jadi aspek-aspek non-verbal dalam suatu interview atau panggilan kerja. Okay, or maybe you can also say wawancara. Okay, and then the next one we're going to talk about the verbal interview aspect. Verbal. Berarti itu akan berhubungan dengan language, bahasa. Okay, so non-language itu yang tanpa bahasa. Well, bahasa tubuh included in non-verbal, but lebih tepatnya dengan kata-kata gitu jadi ya. And the last one is we're gonna talk about interview common questions. Okay, so those are our topic for today. Alright, so first I'm gonna go to the common terms. So this is like the istilah-istilah umum in a job interview. The first one, you've got the interview, of course. Yes, the interview is about the activity. So the aktivitas. Okay, interview. That's how you pronounce it. Okay, and there are some advantages or some functions about this of interview. Okay, so the first one for the interviewer. Okay, so it's to know more about the applicant's profile or your profile. Okay, both skills and personality. Okay, so skills, like you mentioned in your CV, hard skills, soft skills, things like that, and personality. This is very important. Okay, because some companies, they tend to accept or they tend to recruit applicants with good personality, although the skills maybe it's not really good. Okay, but some of them also prefer to have the skills first and then personality. But I think you have to be strong at both. Jadi kalian harus kuat di keduanya, both skills dan juga personality. Okay, because if you're sombong, let's say you can do this, you can do that, you boast this and that, so and you don't want to cooperate with your teams, so I don't think that the company will accept you. Okay, because once again, working is cooperation, is a teamwork. Okay, you can't do something alone. I mean, in job, yeah. I mean, like when we talk about job. Okay, so personality and also skills. I don't teach personality. You know better than me, right? You know yourself better than me. So I'm gonna leave the personality to you all. Okay, and for applicants, okay, interview has a function to show off your skills. Okay, this is time to jual, to sell yourself. so that the company will hire you. Okay? Right. So the next one, we're going to move on to the next term, which is called interviewer, or with S, because sometimes the interviewer atau pewawancara is more than one. Okay, sometimes you're gonna be asked to enter a room with like 2, 3, 4 people there and you're just alone. Okay, so yeah, interviewer. Usually it's the HR atau human resource. Okay, and user. Okay, so the interview sometimes can be only once, satu kali, or maybe twice, dua kali. Yeah, so if it is only one, usually HR with user. User itu maksudnya adalah pengguna jasa kalian. So in a company ada department namanya HR, itu untuk menyaring secara general. And then user adalah biasanya kepala departemen. For example, if you finance department, if you apply to the finance department, first harus melalui HRD dulu. Okay, and then interview kedua, second interview with the finance department head, misalkan kepala finance. Okay, or sometimes just once. Jadi dua-duanya HRD and the finance department duduk in one table and then ask you questions. Okay, so depends on the company. Alright, so for the interviewer, of course, the person or people who are in charge of recruiting new employees, yes. And then they are going to ask more questions than you, right? To know you or the applicants better. Okay, so when you have questions from the interviewer, it's time for you to show off your ability, your skills. Okay, but once again, do not be sombong, because do not be cocky, do not be boastful, because sometimes they don't prefer a person like that. Okay, now the next term is interviewee. With S, yeah. Okay, so this is the applicants or the employee candidates. Okay, I said candidates because kalian belum diterima, so masih candidate. So the person or people who are applying or looking for jobs. Yeah, that's it. Okay, and sometimes as applicants, you are allowed or you may ask questions if permitted, diizinkan. So sometimes in the end of the interview, the HR will ask you, okay, that's all. Is there any questions? Okay, so that's your time to ask questions. Alright, so when the HR give you the chance to ask questions, but do not ask about the salary first. Okay, so ask about any other thing, like for example, what advantages that I get if I'm accepted here. Keuntungan apa Pak, Bu, yang bisa saya terima ketika saya diterima bekerja di perusahaan ini, for example, like that. Okay, so do not ask, so what's my salary? Later. Okay, so question about salary, we're gonna discuss about that later. Okay, next, move on. So if I put it in a diagram, so the diagram will be like this. So interview is in the center because this is the activity. Okay, and what we're going to discuss in the interview is actually first is your CV or resume. Okay, the second one is application letter. Okay, so that's the bahan, that's the materials. Okay, so let's say if you're cooking, kalian masak, the bahan is actually, the ingredients are the CV and the application letter. Okay, siapa yang memasak? Interviewer. Siapa yang dimasak? Kalian, applicants, interviewee. No, just kidding. Okay, so interview ada di tengah, ya. So ada pihak interviewers, okay, dan juga ada interviewees. Okay, sometimes kenapa saya tulis dengan S di kata interviewees here? It's because kadang-kadang interview itu dilakukan barengan. I mean like because they don't have much time, HR gak punya banyak waktu, so sometimes barengan. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 orang applicants masuk bersama-sama, right? And then questions, usually it's the same questions. Tell me about yourself, ya tell me about yourself satu persatu. Or sometimes after that pertanyaannya diacak, something like that. Okay, because they don't have much time sometimes. But usually as a good HR, I think it's very personal interview, right? So they're gonna do it one by one if they have time. Okay, right now I'm gonna move on to the next one. Okay, so the next one is here. Oh yeah, talking about the bahan, yeah, CV. I just remember about this term is called ATS friendly CV. ATS. Okay, bukan atas. No, ATS stands for Applicants Tracking System. Applicants Tracking System. Sistem tracking atau pelacakan applicants, pelamar. Okay, so it's a software, actually a software usually used for HR staff to sort applicant CV. Jadi dia kayak software yang bisa untuk mengesort, memilah CV dari para applicants. Okay, nah di sini disebut dengan ATS friendly, artinya yang gampang untuk disort oleh this software. Okay, so I'll tell you later about the difference between the ATS friendly CV and the creative CV. So first, I'm gonna focus on ATS dulu. ATS itu usually used in big companies for efficiency. Yeah, as you know that big companies, when they open a job vacancy akan ada banyak sekali pelamar, and the HR they don't have much time to have interview one by one, so usually mereka pakai this application. Tinggal klik aja, kemudian nanti muncul nama applicants yang valid atau eligible for the position they are offering. Okay, so usually format yang ATS friendly CV itu yang black and white. Kalian nanti bisa cek di your CV again. Okay, apakah menggunakan format yang black and white atau yang color? Okay, dua-duanya they have their own advantages. So later I'm gonna tell you. Okay, the next one is the ATS software ya, itu works based on keyword decided by the company. For example, skills and requirements. So ATS ini like a software, and then before they sort the CVs from the applicants, usually they put the keywords. For example, vacancy-nya adalah finance department, okay, finance officer. So skills-nya nanti harus punya misalkan the certificate. So applicants yang tidak punya that certificate itu tidak akan tersortir. So they're not gonna pass the software. So make sure when you make CV and you apply for big companies ya. So apa yang ada di requirement-nya itu kalian penuhi in the requirement the job vacancies. Okay, supaya CV kalian tersortir dalam this ATS friendly CV. Okay, I'm gonna show you what is it like. Not the software, of course. I don't have the software, but actually the CV. Yeah, the CV is like this actually. Okay, so as you can see here, that on the left side it's called creative CV. So some of you already made this kind of CV. Yeah, creative looks now, yeah, looks modern, something like that. But actually, the bad part, not the bad part, the what is it? The disadvantage is actually this kind of CV cannot be read by the software, the ATS. So biasanya tidak tersortir. Okay, but on the right side, as you can see, itu adalah format yang ATS friendly, yang black and white saja biasanya, right? Itu akan lebih tersortir. So now, if you have questions like, so sir, which one is better? Mana yang lebih better? The creative CV or the ATS friendly CV? Depends on the job, depends on the company. That's my answer. So for example, you're gonna apply to a big companies, right? So you can imagine like how many people will apply for the job vacancy, right? So I will suggest you to make the black and white or the ATS friendly CV with the keywords that mentioned in the job vacancy. Ya, so kalau kalian misalkan tahu, oh ini perusahaannya besar, pasti banyak banget applicants, banyak banget pelamar, buatlah dalam format black and white yang lebih gampang terbaca, karena kalian mungkin memprediksi pasti HR-nya punya di software. Ya, ATS friendly. Tapi kalau misalkan you apply, kayaknya nih not really banyak nih, tidak terlalu banyak yang akan lamar, dan aku pengen terlihat beda dengan applicant lain, so you make the creative CV, that's gonna be okay. Or if you try to work in the creative industries, I think it's better if you use the creative CV. Once again, you have to think of the companies, the types of the companies, and also like how many applicants will try to apply for the job. Okay, clear ya? So the next one, I'm gonna talk about non-verbal aspects. So in a job interview, aspek non-verbal kalian itu juga dinilai. Okay, for example, this is like both for online, either online or offline ya, both ya, online and online. online and offline ya. So first is adalah appearance, jelas penampilan pasti dinilai, like the clothes, the makeup, or grooming. Yeah, I believe that you know like the standard clothes or the standard attire for job interview. Kalian tahu seperti apa, grooming or makeup juga seperti apa. Right, rambut rapi, yang cowok maybe you can use pomade or maybe like I don't know, something like that. Yang cewek juga please bermakeup, okay? Although don't too bold, right? Jangan terlalu tebal juga, so natural, okay? As long as it's still in the standard, I think it's okay. Now, for offline interview, like atau face to face, di mana kalian harus datang ke lokasinya, so you're gonna be assessed, kalian akan dinilai from the way you enter the interview room. This is what I mean. Ketika kalian masuk ke interview room, ya harus dengan confidence, alright? Not just knock, 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 something like that. So you knock the door and then like, excuse me, okay? No, right? So knock, 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 right? Hello, okay? Smile, and then you enter the room. You walk into the room confidently, not just like, okay? So that's the behavior. Okay, because a friend of mine, I know this from my friend that the impression 3 detik pertama, the first 3 seconds when you enter the interview room, itu sudah dinilai. That's the first impression. Okay, so be confident when you enter an interview room. The next one is body language. I think it's actually before, okay, during and after. Before is like the body language or the attitude, the personality is being assessed. For example, before is like when you enter the building, maybe you meet like a security or someone in front of the gate. So just greet them. Okay, sometimes you think that security aku nggak kenal, cuekin aja jalan gitu ya. No, sometimes they ask, the HRD is asking about tadi ada applicants, maybe like, I don't know, they have their own strategy sometimes. So just be kind, okay? Be kind, like greet, but don't too much also. Like, excuse me. No, that's gonna be weird, okay? Alright, so during is selama interview, right? So when you are in the interview room, so your facial expression, your gesture, your voice, and avoid fidgeting. Fidgeting, I mean like, fidgeting, right? For example, like, so I know that, okay, or maybe like some, no, okay, or maybe like, your leg is like, because you're nervous, or maybe like your hands on the table, okay? So don't do that. So yeah, I know it's hard, like you need time. So yeah, so practicing is the best thing. Okay, one more about nonverbal aspect is about your social media. Okay, your social media. Social media is very important, okay? Because you can't lie. Okay, so maybe like in your social media, you do this and that, right? But when you do interviews, like, yes, sir. Okay, so make sure before you walk into an interview room, you make sure your social media is safe. You know what I mean of safe, right? Okay, the next one, guys. Verbal. This is my favorite. So, verbal aspect. So, in online or offline, I think both they're the same. First is about the content, alright? About your answer, your statement, your opinion should be coherent. Coherent means logic. Kalau pertanyaannya A, ya jawabannya A. Jangan pertanyaan B, you answer B. That's gonna be weird. Okay, nggak nyambung nih anak nih, something like that. Okay, so don't do that. Second one is about fluency. Fluency is like kelancaran. So when you ask question, when you are being asked, you answer with lancar or fluent. Okay, smooth. That's very good. Nggak kebanyakan. Let me think about it. Let me have my lunch first. No. Okay, so it should be lancar. Okay. The third one is about diction. Diction means pilihan kata because interview is usually formal, so you use formal. For example, instead of saying aku, you say saya. Okay. In English, it's the same. So slang like ain't, maybe like instead of saying is not, you say ain't. No, instead of, so avoid to use slangs too much. I mean, like, don't use slang words too much unless you need it. Alright, so yes. Okay, so just think that this is formal. Okay, but don't be too kaku, stiff, right? So formal but relax, but yeah, you give like clear and good example. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to the main course. Okay, the main course is interview common questions. I'm gonna show you like at least 3 questions and I'm gonna tell you your job later or your assignment. Okay, interview common questions atau pertanyaan yang biasanya muncul kalau pas interview itu apa? The first one is of course, tell me about yourself or ceritakan tentang diri Anda. Okay, ceritakan tentang diri Anda. So this is the first questions usually. Okay, so the common mistake is actually you mention your full name fast. I mean, like very fast. Okay, for example, like, okay, so my name is blah 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 blah. Although that's actually too long, right? So basically, as clear as possible. Okay, my name is blah 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 blah. Please call me. Then tell your nickname. Okay. And please call me John, for example. I give you an example there. So why you have to tell your nickname? Because it's easier for the interviewer to call you. Okay? Instead of just Mas, Mbak, something like that. I think names more personal and private. Okay? Next one, do not mention where you were born, age, and address. This is common mistakes, guys. So usually when you are, tell me about yourself, alright? So my name is John Wick, I'm 16 years old, I have 3 brothers, and then I live at Jalan blah 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 blah. Who cares? Gak ada yang peduli. HR. Yeah, sometimes they care, but that's not the suggesting answer. Okay, so do not. I live in Jalan blah 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 blah, number blah blah blah, RT RW. No, they don't need that kind of answer. Okay, so this is what you have to do: is actually mention your experience, achievement, skills related to the position you are applying. Once again, related, harus relate, ya, dengan posisi yang kalian lamar. Okay, yeah? So I'll give you an example there. Well, John Wick, you know John Wick, right? Okay, so tell me about yourself. Okay, my name is John Wick. Please call me John. Well, I decided to apply as a barista at your company because I have been working as barista for almost 2 years. I also have a barista certification from blah 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 company, and I believe that I can give my best to you. Apart from that, I also had blah blah blah. So, experience kalian apa, achievement apa, skills apa yang sekiranya related. That's why di CV kalian, ya, I ask you to write down your CV lagi, your experience. Why? Because that matters. Okay ya, so far so good lah ya. Experience, achievement, skills related to your position you're applying. Sir, gimana kalau achievementnya nggak relate? Yeah, you can add, but I don't think that it's okay because sometimes we need just the related experience or skills or achievements based on the job position that are being offered. Okay, but once again, jangan sebutkan nama saya tinggal ini, saya umur ini. No. Okay, it's on the CV. Kalau ada HRD yang masih belum baca, ya that's their fault, not your fault. Okay, the next one. Clear ya, tell me about yourself ya. So basically nanti kalian akan buat gimananya seperti ini. Okay, the second one is why do you want to work here? Mengapa Anda ingin bekerja di sini? Okay, this is like sounds easy, okay, but actually this is like a tricky question. So do not say about the salary. Do not talk about the salary. Like say, oh, because gajinya gede are in here, like big salary, good salary, why not? No, that's not the suggested answer. Instead, tell the interviewers that you research about the company. That's very important, okay? And tell the positive side about it. So let's say you are applying to a company, okay? And then you Google, you found information, you talk to people that know about that company. What's the good sides about that company? Right? You research. So when the interviewer asks you these questions, you're gonna demonstrate about the result of your research. Hasil penelitian lagi. Hasil kepo kalian apa di situ? But again, you have to say the positive side, do not say the negative sides. I'll give you an example here. So I know this coffee shop has a good reputation and future. A lot of my friends are your loyal customers and they said that your coffee is best in the town. That's why I'm sure that I'm gonna get real experience here and I want to work here because I believe this coffee shop is blah 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 blah. Okay? Research. Data. What's the data? Okay? Cool, yeah? So, next one. Describe a time you had a problem in your previous work and the solution. Okay, this is actually the HR or the interviewer, they want to know how you solve a problem. Bagaimana kalau kalian menemukan suatu masalah? Well, I believe that as a living thing, we have problems. We do have problems. Okay? If you ask like, I never have problems when I was working at my previous company. Liar. Okay? Bohong. So, actually, don't tell a lie about it. Okay, they don't buy it. So do not say never you have a problem. They will know that actually you're lying. So instead, find a problem, okay, that you had at work in the past and the solution. Loh, Pak, masa suruh cari-cari? That's why you have to prepare your job interview. Yeah, you have to siap, you have to be ready for any questions being asked by the interviewer. Okay, so later we're gonna make a script also. But ketika kalian sudah bikin script, jangan terlihat kalau menghafal. Ya, because if you just menghafal, then the interviewer know that you're just memorizing, so it's a fake. So gimana caranya biar nggak kelihatan ngafal? Latihan berkali-kali untuk interview seperti apa. Gitu. That's why you're gonna work as a partner later. Okay? Paling gampang kelihatan menghafal tuh gimana sih? Eyes. Your eyes. Mata kalian tuh nggak bisa bohong. So kalau kelihatan menghafal kan pasti nanti secara nggak sadar ya, pasti ke atas. Bingung. Okay? So that's why. Alright, so actually back again, this question is actually to test your problem solving skills. So ada masalah and then solusinya apa. Pastikan when you tell them, itu masalahnya terselesaikan secara baik-baik. Okay, baik-baik. Jangan bilang kayak, okay, so this is my problem, sir. I cannot find the solution, so I resign. No, it's a big no. This is the example, although it's not finished, yeah. So, sir, I had a problem with one of my colleagues at my previous work. He always took some money from the cashier desk. Not much, actually, sir. It's just like 5,000, okay, to buy a cigarette. Once I told him to stop, okay, stealing the money, and he was angry with me. We had an argument, and then he stopped talking to me. Itu masalahnya. Now, prosesnya ceritakan bagaimana kalian mengatasi masalah itu. The next following week, minggu berikutnya, ceritakan. Oke, solusi yang kalian ambil apa, dan skills yang kalian libatkan ketika kalian menyelesaikan masalah itu apa. Itu di situ. Oke, kalau kalian bisa bercerita di sini ya, oke, sip. Gitu ya. Alright, so those one are 3 ya, sudah ada 3, so I have given you example 3. Now, just like what I said, this is your assignment. Okay, so this assignment is not going to be assessed, tidak akan aku nilai, ya, but you're gonna have practice. So next week when we have the class, I would like to have a breakout rooms di mana kalian akan praktis saling bertanya. Oke, cari sebanyak mungkin, as many as questions about interview common questions. Pokoknya sebanyak-banyaknya. Okay, discuss with your classmates the other interview common questions. Alright, I believe there are so many questions. Find the best solution how to answer them. Maksudnya adalah tips and triknya. For example, tadi di question number 1, ya, I have told you in number 1 that tipsnya adalah you tell the, what is it? I'm gonna go here. Nah, question number 1 ini adalah jangan bercerita tentang when you were born, age, address. Ini maksudnya solutions to ini. Jadi tips lah gampangnya, tips and tricks. Kalau ada pertanyaan ini, tips and tricksnya seperti apa? Itu yang saya maksud solusi di sini. Okay? Right? And then the next one is give example, provide with examples. Karena example itu adalah cara paling gampang ketika kalian pengen menjelaskan sesuatu kepada orang lain. So ini berlaku juga when you are an interviewee. Okay, for example, itu gampang. For instance, seperti itu. Clear ya? So that's the assignment. And later, just like what I asked, you're gonna work as a team, where one side as the interviewer and the other side as the interviewee. So we're gonna do simulation like that. Okay, again and again, so that kalian bisa lebih lancar answering in English. Kalau perlu dalam bahasa Indonesia gimana Pak? Ya, it's okay. You do it in Indonesian first, okay, and then you do it in English. So perlu nggak if you ask me, perlu nggak ditulis dulu Pak? Perlu. Yes, tulis dulu poin-poinnya kalau kalian sudah pede. But if you are not pede or you're not really confident, tulis dalam panjang, it's okay. But again, eksekusi nanti do not look that, the interview may not have an impression that you are just memorizing. Okay? So practice makes perfect. Alright, so I think that's all for today's material. So we're gonna see you again next week. And don't forget to do your assignment because we're gonna do a practice. Okay? So if you don't do assignment, I will know. Okay? You don't do your job, right? Because I think it's really personal. Personal here, right? So I believe that one student, like say student A and student B, they have different achievement, they have different experience. Let's say student A, you just copy from B, I will know about that. So once again, this mata kuliah, this subject, it's actually for you, okay, just to prepare you yourself. So I would like you to work, to struggle, to practice, because now you still have the time. Okay, don't regret. So some students, they regret like, aduh dulu kok nggak latihan dari dulu ya, baru mau interview seminggu atau 3 days before the interview and then you practice. No way. Practice needs time. Okay, it's not like an instant noodle, no, instant process. So you need to practice. Okay, that's all, everybody. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hopefully, this gonna bring you more benefits. Bye.